Hello.
Number 4. Hello.
Hey, I'm curious, is this microphone working?
Yeah,
Hear you well.
Nice. Does it sound real good?
sounds like it's worth its cost.
Is mine working?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Yes, I
sounds
can
great.
hear you.
I'm recording the screen on my end.
Perfect. Much appreciated.
How
So
are
should
you
we get
guys?
started?
Yeah, let's get started. I'm looking forward to hearing all of your introductions. And but to start with, does somebody want to volunteer to be the scribe? As Joshua asked us, it's nice to have someone kind of, collect all the usernames and when we do reach consensus, put them in rank order, and then we can that person can paste it, and then we can all review it and just copy and paste it, so it avoids typos. Anybody want to do that this week for us?
I'm willing to do that.
Thank you.
Do we all have our hive names in parentheses?
Do?
I think close enough. I mean, I see what looks to be hive names.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Who would like to
who
go
would
first?
like to go first?
Probably I can start first. I'm a fractally engineer, so I can speak not only from myself, but from the whole fractally team as a team member. Let me start with fractally company's update. This week we worked on several different things, like blog posts. We started implementing Q&A solution on Stack Overflow, and also we were working full time on real-world application for Fractally. Specifically, we developed some wireframing ideas, data model development. We worked on Fractally front end and back end as well. Exploring some needs, both technical, social. So basically that's it for the company, and from myself as a front-end engineer, I've spent most of my time on Fractally app. Specifically, I've been working on moving design. Our designer did in Figma, and I was trying to implement it pixel perfectly in React application, implementing components, doing some testing for those components, and also separate from my Fractally work, I started a Russian-speaking group in Telegram, invited some more people last week. One of the team members from this group translated Fractally white paper into Russian, published YouTube video with just brief overview of the white paper. And that's all from me.
Were you here for a meeting last week, Val?
No, I skipped last meeting due to some personal errands, but I participated in the meeting before the last one.
What was your rank in that meeting?
I ranked number 1, but not number 6, number 1 from the podium.
You were ranked at the lowest in that?
Yeah, I ranked at the lowest. We had a lot of great people in our room. Dan himself was in our room, so I was pretty happy with my ranking.
Okay, all right. Well, it's good to meet you, and thank you.
Yeah, me too.
Taras, would you like to go next?
Yeah, okay. So this is my first meeting, and just a quick question: can I share what I have done on the previous weeks, like not just this week, but on the previous regarding spreading the word?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, like 2 weeks ago or a month ago, maybe, I shared Dan's book with a group of people in Telegram. These people are interested in creating communities, and we had a bit of discussion about Dan's ideas. And there were some curious people, so I will maybe come back to that, and maybe I will find some people who will join later. And yeah, I also shared Dan's white paper with a person who was actually thinking himself of creating a local DAO, sort of. And yes, he ended up reminding me to join this meeting, and he joined himself today. So, yeah, and yeah, that's all my contributions for now. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Do you know if anybody joined the community that you invited?
From the community, no, but there is one person to whom I said I showed the white paper, and yeah, he joined today.
Awesome. Is he on the meeting with us today?
No,
Okay.
I mean, he was on the meeting, but not in this breakout room.
Okay. Cool. Ami, you're next on my screen here.
Hi, my name is Ami. A long time ago, I translated the book More Equal Animals to Hebrew, and I have several hundred copies here. And I'm giving them out to people that I discuss the philosophy and ideas of fractal governance. I still have a long way to go with that. I'm also an Eden member, and I'm contemplating helping, being like a technical bridge between the fractally development team and Eden, the actual technical process of doing the elections. And I want to help document that and take that out of the hands of the fractally developers, because we as the community need to have the ability to manage the technical aspects of it ourselves and not be dependent on the company that created the smart contracts and websites. So that's what I'm doing in the recent history, recent week.
That's pretty awesome, Ami.
Oh, and last week, I think I was, sorry, Val, I think it was last week that we met in the breakout room with Dan Larimer, and I was ranked number 4.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
We were in the same group.
yeah.
All right, Andrew.
Cool. So this past week I've been pretty busy with I've been working on my Pomelo pitch. I've got a music encyclopedia project, but I was still able to get some stuff done for Fractally. I've been discussing fractal governance and using Fractally for a fan club for a podcast that I'm involved with. That's called Barn Time. We got mugs right here.
Mhm.
So I've been chatting with them about that. I haven't actually invited them yet because they know nothing about blockchain. So while this process is still super manual, I'm sort of trying to ease them into it. But in addition to that, I've also been recording an audiobook of the Fractally white paper. And I'm about 30, I got about 30 minutes all edited and recorded and everything. So I'd be happy to share that if anyone wants to provide feedback. So I haven't specifically invited my sort of team members from that podcast yet, but I'm gonna meet up with them on Thursday and try and walk them through it. And then as far as my rankings, last week I was ranked 2, as in second from the bottom. Before that, number 1, and before that, number 2.
Did you mention fractal governance on the podcast?
Well, so the podcast that we do is like a musical performance podcast, and then we interview the musical performers. So we haven't talked about it on the podcast yet. I'm more looking at using the Fractally process as a means for running, like, essentially a fan club. So that, fans can select what artist is going to be next and that kind of thing. We've been talking about that sort of thing with Patreon, but Fractally seems like a really interesting way to accomplish the same thing.
Yeah. Well, also, I think you've attended pretty much every meeting since this experiment happened, and you've been interacting in the community. This last week, you posted a pretty thought-provoking question in there.
Thank you.
And you've kind of been, helping things come to life with just interacting as much as you can. So you didn't mention that, so I just want to acknowledge that for the other people in the room.
Yeah, I've been trying to. I'm a musician. I'm a drummer. I've been in lots of different bands, and so I've worked with a lot of different people who have sort of creative differences. So I've gotten pretty good at sort of talking to people on whatever level they're at and trying to understand things from their perspective and then communicate it to other people. So yeah, I guess I've been doing that in the Fractally community. But yeah, that's sort of. I feel like it's probably valuable, but it's not. I appreciate the shout out, Josh.
Yeah, well, you deserve it. All right, Matt.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, I really enjoy those as well, Andrew. I like seeing people kind of engage the community and discuss things, and I get a lot out of that. So my name is Matt Langston. I'm a physicist. I'm a systems software engineer for Apple. So Fractal, like my participation here is just a labor of love. So I have a full-time job that is not this, but like hearing Dan's rallying cry, the big why, that really inspires me. His book inspired me. That inspires me. So I'm doing this because I want to try to save us all too. I made 4 contributions last week. I was only able to spend 12 hours last week dedicated to this. So what did I do? In no particular order. There was a Fractally brainstorming session for how would Fractally be implemented in a blockchain on EOS. And so there was a group of people who met last week to try to kick off this process. So participating in that, it was about a 1-hour meeting. I think
You froze, Matt. Can you back up? Still frozen.
Yeah.
Testing 1 2 3.
Yeah, you're back here.
Okay.
We missed some of that.
Okay. I'll try again. So the Fractally brainstorming session, Josh was a part of that meeting. It's a bunch of us trying to figure out how to implement Fractally on the EOS blockchain. So I'm participating in that. I'll mainly be a sort of a critical observer from the outside to give critical feedback. I had no proposals, but there are some that are coming down the pipe. We're going to be meeting weekly to see how that goes. Second contribution, so I continue to work on a fractally simulator. I'm not going to try to demo it in this meeting, but this is what I do for my day job. I'm building this just to educate myself and eventually to try to educate others about how fractal governance works. What is it? How does it work? What are its pitfalls? I'm very interested in how colluding parties can attack our fractal governance, and I want to make sure through simulation that we have thought through everything, and that we are in crowdful. So that's the purpose of this simulator. I will write some articles about it and give some demos once it's more mature. Third thing, I purchased not as many as I think it was Ami, but I purchased 3 copies of More Equal Animals last week to just give away to make sure they're just in the hands of, these are average people. These are not software engineers, they're not scientists. They're just people who are worried. And I wanted to have it in their hands. If there is a blueprint that you can, there is a way to self-organize if and when the need arises. And the fourth thing, which is I'm going to tie back to something that Dan was talking about at the top of the call. There was so Andrew, like you, I try to interact with our community. When I see things where I think I can have a valuable input, I try to spend some time replying on gofractally.com. There was some negative feedback about Fractally, and I'm glad Dan raised it as he did. I tried to engage this person in a positive way to try to bring them back around that this is a big experiment. Participating is super valuable. Yes, it's a little rough around the edges, but it was rough for the pioneers too, and we're all pioneers, right? Where this is just, it's bear knives and bone skins right now, or bone knives and bear skins. I forget how that goes. That's the extent of my contributions. And I ranked 4 last week, and I did invite one person. So I found a great blog post on Hive, just some random user that came across More Equal Animals, tried to bring fractal governance using a deck of cards to her community to help organize their festival. And so she was just doing it. And I engaged her on Hive. I invited her. I just gave her a link to Go Fractally. I don't know if she will join us or not. I haven't seen any evidence of that yet. But that warmed my heart. That just a normal person was just trying to make it work because the principal spoke to her.
Yeah, Triona, I believe is her name. She goes by Beans. She's an Eden member. I'll give you her Telegram if you want to try and reach out to her as well.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Joshua.
Yeah, that's great. Good contributions. Okay, for me this week, I manually data entered and tallied up all of the respect from last week, and I've done that for all of the meetings. Gregory and I have been working on that together, but I do all the data entry and he's doing the kind of stuff. So the respect tally that we're posting every week is a joint effort from myself and Gregory. And what else? I guess we made some modifications to the process and the agenda. I've been promoting various things in the online community. I created a new event that we just did before this one, the pre-meeting. So it's technically the same Zoom link, but it's another event, and that should help onboard new people. And feel free to use that, for any new people to try to get them to attend that event. We'll see what we can do to spice it up a little more. I created the post that we're going to use today for our consensus comments. What else? Yeah, I've been trying to get people to attend this event. I don't know. I didn't do a good job preparing my own personal list for what I've been doing this week.
I know 2 things you did. You contributed to the EOS meeting I was in. That was valuable.
Yeah, I wasn't able to stay for the whole meeting, but I was able to attend a fair amount of that meeting. I helped them create that event in the community. And if anybody else wants to, Andrew, if you want to eventually create an event or even a separate group for what you're doing, just let me know. I can help you get that going. Yeah, my mind is blank here. I was ready to rapid fire some things. I think next week I'll have to show up with the list. I don't know. I don't really know what else I want to mention because I don't really have a list prepared. but hopefully you've seen me contributing. My name should be coming up in some of your notifications in your email or in Telegram or other things. Last week I ranked number 5, second to highest in my group, and I think we'll pause there and we can start our consensus process unless you have any other questions for any of us.
Josh, well, I'd like to just, one of the most valuable things you provide for me personally that you didn't mention is you provide a lot of leadership. You're just always constantly kind of on top of things, I've noticed. So that wasn't on your list, but I just want to call that out, that you bring a lot of organization and sort of calm leadership to all the interactions among us. You know, we're hugely distributed everywhere with different personalities, and you do a good job of bringing us together.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Also, I want to acknowledge how helpful that was to try to help the gentleman that I think you were mentioning. Some people are getting confused about the process, which is understandable because things maybe haven't been stated as clearly as possible, but there's one of the main points of confusion is that we're not ranking the person, we're ranking the particular contributions. And with that said, I'd like to nominate Val and the Fractally team to rank the highest this week, because the stuff that they're doing behind the scenes is going to hopefully sooner than later replace this process that's causing friction for us and make things a lot smoother. And I would, Val was ranked 1, I think he said, in his previous group. So I'd like him to be recognized and respected for what he's doing, and also the contributions of the whole team. Do you guys have any objections to that?
No, I was thinking the same thing. It's we've all contributed a lot, but particularly the Fractally team. But Val, it's ridiculous that you've been ranked so low. So I also I second that nomination to top spot.
Me too. And I'll just also add, I really like that you did the YouTube video and the Russian translation, in addition to your day job with Fractally. So very nice work.
To be clear, this was not done by me. It was done by some guy from our speaking group in Telegram.
So you organized a Telegram group, and someone in the group did the translation.
Yes.
Very cool.
People are very excited about this. They don't participate in these meetings due to language barrier. Yeah, they're very exciting, and we are planning to create our Russian-speaking fractal to support Fractally. Right, thank you. I very appreciate.
Thank you for accepting the nomination. So I guess let's just raise hands. Val for the highest ranked contributor this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I think
Who would you like to nominate for the next position, ranked number 5?
Real quick, Val, your Hive account is just VAL, Val?
yes, right.
Okay.
I'm putting this list too.
Short and sweet.
Thank you.
Joshua, are
I
you?
shouldn't have said who. I should have said which contribution. A subtle way of propagating that confusion.
I'm getting used to.
Joshua's contribution last week was also significant, so I proposed Joshua for rank number 5. What do you guys think?
I second it.
Yeah, I
no
agree.
problem with that.
Okay, let's do a raise of hands. I'll accept. Thank you for the nomination, Ami. And the next highest contribution for our meeting here this week. It's kind of tough to decide. Does anyone want to nominate someone?
I'd like to nominate Ami. The translating more equal animals to Hebrew that really stood out to me, and giving the book away that really stood out to me too. That was something I did. You gave out way more than me, so I think that's just critical to get the word out, and that's going to just benefit us in the future.
And those were physical books.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went and got them printed.
Yeah, I think it's a way for I download many ebooks and then I never read them, and when I have a physical book on my desk or next to my bed, then I get a constant reminder about it.
It's like business cards out there.
Yeah, it's like an excuse also to bring up the same subject over and over again with the same people that haven't read it yet, but they have it.
Does any objections to Matt's nomination of Ami for the next highest rank of this week? And don't feel shy if you want to be competitive.
I guess one question I have for Matt is regarding the fractally simulator, because that sounds like a really interesting thing. But it sounds like you don't have it completely set up yet. You're currently working on it.
The work in progress. I bring that up because that's how I spent a lot of my time last week, but I have not demoed it to definitely anyone on this call. So I think that me bringing that up, you can't judge, you don't know that I'm telling you the truth, right? So you can't judge an actual contribution because you haven't seen it, but I'm just sort of trying to keep myself accountable weekly by bringing it up, and then I'll eventually have articles or people who want to have a one-on-one with me to sort of go through some training.
Cool, for sure. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that because that sounds like a really cool, valuable thing. But if it's not done yet, then I have no problem with Ami's rank 4.
Thank you, guys.
All right, I'm keeping track of the time because I probably need to send out a message to everybody.
So the number 3 spot.
I think Matt deserves number 3 this week.
I agree. And I'm also really interested in the simulator. I was thinking of the whole fractally process as a way to sort a group of people or a group of people's contributions, and doing that it's like a bucket sort which is repeating every week. And I was thinking of writing a simulator, and I think it's a very interesting idea to see how fast you get to the actual sorting of like a global sort using fractals, using breakout rooms. It's very interesting.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe you and I can collaborate together if you're interested in that too. So
I am.
For
Yeah.
collaborators. Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering what software do you use for your simulator?
It's being written in C++ right now, just because my mathematical libraries are in C++. But it's
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if you could open source it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is it simulating?
it's simulating. So the things I wanted to understand, I'm basically translating the white paper. I took those as requirements, and it's just simulating, sending out invites, people joining, attrition, people leaving, accumulations of respect over time. My suspicion, my hypothesis is that people can see what participation will provide, then they will want to participate. It's kind of very abstract right now.
And is it using randomized inputs, or is it trying to bring in any data from the current fractally process?
Yeah, right now I'm just using Gaussian and Poisson distributions because we have no data to understand what these communities' makeup is, but it's modular so that you can plug in your own statistical distributions.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
Sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you to kind of be promoting it a little bit. I think people are going to be really excited about this, Matt.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see, because like theoretically, looking at the white paper, it seems like this process should have it's referred to as a softer Pareto distribution. But I'm curious to see in a sort of a not quite experimental, but somewhat experimental process if it does actually end up with that softer Pareto distribution.
That's right. The claim is it's supposed to prevent whales, and so I want to prove that myself, right? That you can't have polluting parties corrupt our system. So that's really important for me to understand and discover.
I think that'll be a very valuable thing once we actually have it, for sure. So that sounds like we have a pretty solid consensus around Matt as rank 3.
Yes.
Thank you for recognizing that my contributions.
It's very interesting. Yeah. So we have the last 2 spots, right? What do you guys
I'd like
think?
to nominate Andrew.
Yeah, I have no objections. I think contributing to discussion, like Andrew did, as someone mentioned here, is very valuable. So, and it's only my first meeting. I haven't contributed anything real yet. So, yeah, I agree with this nomination.
Yeah, the work you're doing, I think, is going to lead to people coming in. So I can see you're doing the groundwork. I think that's awesome.
I agree with Andrew, nominating Andrew. I'd really like the podcast and recording the audiobook of the white paper. Getting the message out is critical, and that is super important.
Yeah, I'd like you to rank higher for that recording the audiobook.
Yeah, well, I'm not done yet, so I
Yeah.
figure if I release it very, very slowly, then I'll get more opportunities to potentially get ranked higher.
Yeah, if you want, we can also put it in there's a course for the white paper in the community. We can put like each lesson in like pieces and stuff. Like we can turn the audio into a video very easily, however you want to do it.
Yeah, I think in particular that'd be useful there's some charts and stuff like that, and I've been like essentially describing the charts in the audiobook, but it would be a lot better to actually have a video with those charts, like of the sort of the pyramid and then inverted pyramid for autocratic structures versus fractal structures.
Yeah, we can put it in the video and then also in like the stuff below the video too.
And would you rather have it all at once? Because I've got about, I think, 25-30 minutes all edited and everything. Do you want that, or do you just want it all as soon as I'm done with it?
Oh, it's up to you. I think whatever you plan on doing with it, you should do. But in addition to that, it would be an added value, to also put it in the course. So whatever you originally wanted to do, and then we can also. The course is going to be modulated. I guess we could just have the whole audiobook there too, but in addition to that, we can. So in the beginning of the course, we can put the audiobook, and then we can also have it chunked up in the module.
I see what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I'll just send that as soon as I'm done with it.
Cool. That's awesome.
Guys, I think there's a lot of added value in these interactions in the breakout rooms, because there's too much going on at the same time, and when we get to meet in a random group like this, we get to gradually over the weeks learn about things that are happening, and if you can collaborate, and that also is an added value that comes out of this breakout room, which is random. That's great. And Tadas, look at Val, who was number 1 last week and is number 6 this week. So I think it's great that you're here, and you invested time and effort in learning about fractally, and clearing up time to be here in this meeting is valuable. So it's appreciated.
Yeah.
So I wanted to back that up as well. I like that your instinct was to make an invite and share the white paper. That's a great instinct. I'll also just repeat something that Dan Larimer constantly reminds us of is these like these like this specific meeting, it's going to be unfair, and it's really the wisdom of the crowds over time. So continuing to show up, continuing to make contributions, continuing to refine your pitch, it's going to work out at some point in the future. So it's an averaging process.
Thanks. I definitely don't have a problem ranking last for the first meeting. So.
Also, Dan says that you should imagine the respect token being worth $100. So he said that more than once.
So you get $100 even,
So just-
even if you just show up.
Yeah.
100
Andrew, can you
Bitcoin
post
would be
what you
nice.
think your what you recorded our consensus to the chat? We can take a look and make sure we.
Yeah, I was actually doing that in the background.
Sorry.
I pressed, no worries. I actually sent it literally as you were sending it. As far as parsing it, I'm not positive if that's the correct format. If it's
Yeah, can you
remove the rank.
the rank and the number,
it.
and then put a comma after each.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Each E for the hive.
But the @ hive should still be there, correct?
Yeah, and then
Cool,
the
got it.
final one won't have a comment.
Yeah.
All the other ones will.
Okay, cool.
It should
I-
be. It
I
should,
think
it
it's
should match
confusing.
my version, and I think I did
Okay,
it
let me copy and paste.
in right order and right format.
This is what Val gave me.
Oh, I did the same.
So
No,
Josh, we're going to take this, and we're each going to take this if we agree that this is like there's no syntax errors, and we're going to paste this into your blog post, right? Just as a
Yes.
comment.
Yeah. And we can do it now, or we can do it when we join the meeting. We just need to do it before 1 p.m. Central Time. Okay.
Oh.
I removed some extra spaces. I think this version here is, and the one that Andrew has, I think, is also correct.
Okay.
Oh.
I think we have consensus. So I'm going to post it to
All right.
hive.blog.
So this just this in a comment should suffice. You don't have to say anything else.
Oh.
I mean, in the comment. I mean, you don't have to mention anything else.
Yeah, I posted it. So do you want to send a message to all the groups that how many minutes they have left, just in case?
Yes. Yeah, so 5 minutes remaining. I had that message loaded in the hopper, so I sent it. I don't know if you guys got it.
Yeah, I see it. It should be in bigger fonts at the center of the screen and not at the top, but that's ugly and obvious.
Leave my comment, and then I guess I'm going to go to the main room and get ready to post this link for people who maybe don't have it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the main room, guys. Thank you all.
All right.
See you there.
See you all on the other side.
Yeah.